One.
Hey, yo. Welcome to the wonderful world of Hungry Heath. I am not a classically trained chef. What I am is a self-taught home cook who's stuffing himself with chorizo. Difficulties again. It sounds like I'm having difficulties talking too.
But I think it was just because it's raining here, y'all.
Yeah. But it's not even a hard rain either. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's like it was even when we left, it was almost a drizzle.
Right?
And we did make a run real quick to Dutch. I need my daily Dutch. I really need to reach out to them.
Yeah, there we go.
And get them to sponsor it.
Oh, yeah?
The worst they're going to do is tell me no.
That's true. All right. I see we have a few comments that didn't show up on stream, so I'm going to read those. 22Q Cat. She has none of that late business for me.
Oh, thank
ha,
you.
ha ha. Hey, Shelly Heathen. Oh, hey, Lynn. What's going on? And I see Sharon is here. Hey, Sharon. Long time no see.
Right.
And I see Shauna is here.
Shauna, we missed you last night. I know you had plans. But
she goes, did we freeze already? We sure did, Shauna. Of course.
Mother Nature's picking on us.
How was your retreat yesterday? Are you still a buzz from doing it? What all did you make? Oh, yeah. And Sharon even already asked, what did you make yesterday? And Shauna said, I worked on some cards, just something to feel creative again. Awesome. Oh, that's so awesome.
You should do your stock answer to me. I made memories.
That's what he would do. Sharon said, we did stay up late for the supper club, and maybe they sleep it in. Ha, 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 ha,
ha. Actually, I didn't. I still got up at 6:30 and made Dustin's this morning.
I did not.
The dogs wouldn't let me sleep in.
They let me.
Yeah.
But I slept in for sure, y'all. That felt so good, too.
I did go back to sleep for a little while on the couch. I took a little quick cat nap, but I also had to clear some space in the front room here because I had the physical therapist come over today.
Yeah, and that's going to be a discussion. We'll start that in a few minutes. Give everybody time to get in. And I see Rickwin's here. Hey Joe, she said, hello, Horror. Beautiful sunny day today.
Oh, now you're showing off.
Nice for you.
It's raining over here.
I know. Well, yesterday, it seemed very overcast yesterday. I kept waiting for it to rain yesterday.
It was rolling in and getting ready for us.
Yeah. It was setting up shop. Shauna said, I came home early. I might have overdone it.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Shauna. It was like too much all at once, right? She said, I had fun, worked on cards. Well, good. I'm glad you did. Sherry's here. Hey Sherry. She said, hey, everyone. Hubby was surprised he enjoyed the apricot chicken during the supper club. And then she goes, hashtag go Chiefs.
Right.
I guess Chiefs are playing today, right?
Yes. I don't watch sports ball.
But that's awesome. Yeah, go Chiefs. Oh, I'm so glad he enjoyed it. It's a really good flavor, I think. And if you're not a channel member, well, that gives you a sneak peek. Sherry's husband says this month's cook along gets a thumbs up, a yum yum. So be looking for that recipe coming out in February.
I just messed up. I just realized that we messed up. We had leftovers. We could have been eating that instead of
Oh,
this.
that's true.
I forgot we had the leftovers in the fridge right there. I could have put it in the hot logic or put it in the microwave instead of eating chips and
salsa.
Yeah.
Patty's here. Hey, Patty. She goes, hey, everyone. What's going on?
Well, I know I'm having for lunch tomorrow.
Oh, so here's a good question. Shauna asked, what is RMS? And I waited till you took a bite to ask.
It's relapsing multiple sclerosis. And I've been told there's two versions or two afflictions or whatever. One is progressive. It means it just keeps getting worse. It never really gets to ever improves. Relapsing means it's going through like what I have right now, where I will get very good for a while, and all of a sudden I'll just relapse back into what I was having difficulties with. And it just is randomly when it hits too. A lot of it, I feel like, I don't know for sure, but a lot of it I feel like is diet and exercise related.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of it too is also the weather. Because with this cold and everything.
Yeah, extreme temperatures.
Yeah, and extreme heat too.
Yeah, because when he had his last relapse, which is when we really started hitting the channel off and his first RS or MS report, that's when he had a really bad relapse, and he was basically
go ahead, Mark.
bedbound and everything. And yeah, we contributed that one to diets and not being so strict and eating a lot more keto products. Mm-hmm. And I feel like kind of, last year at least, I feel like there was a few times we went off plan that we hadn't never done. And getting more lax, having more keto products again. And, we're just learning that's not good for him.
And especially
he really has to stick to whole foods.
And I know it might sound silly or whatever, but I'm gonna need to ask all of y'all that were meeting up with us on the road trip to help me stay on course too, because I have a tendency to, especially when we're eating out, to go off plan and try a few things that I usually don't. I still have some food addictions.
Well, I think last year, but we've done lots of trips before, even the low carb cruises and everything else, and you didn't have those problems.
I know, but I feel like here lately, I've been more and more lapse.
Right, because I think what it is if you notice that there's not an immediate negative response, then he tends to think, oh, it's okay, I did all right. But then I think what happens with his condition is, even though he might not even have any weight gain or any visible symptoms of, like, he goes off plan and has, for example, corn tortillas, because that was your weakness last year.
That and the Aldi pizzas.
Right. Then it builds up, and then this is what happens. Is it all of those inflammations, those foods are highly inflammatory. It builds up, and then next thing you know, he's bouncing off the walls, he's falling more. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens. And we were even talking about it earlier. We were like, the first time he had a major relapse where he was almost bedbound, what did you do at that time that really helped get you back on your feet?
Went ultra strict and really, really dove into my DDPY.
And then also what happened last year with your DDPY, especially at the first half of the year.
When I got lax with it, I thought I was cured and didn't need to do it anymore. Basically, I feel like I booby trapped myself. I fooled myself into a false sense of security, I guess, really.
Well, and that's what I think it's like. Yeah, that's what happens, especially when you've been doing keto for a while. You think, oh, it's okay, I have a little here, a little there, and then it just builds up. And especially if you have an autoimmune condition, I think if you're someone like, we'll just say, if you're someone like Goody Beats or even Branson and Natalie
Bronson.
Bronson, I'm sorry. Why did I say Branson? But anyways, I feel like if you're ultra healthy and you don't have an autoimmune condition, you might be able to go off plan here and there, and it really doesn't have any long lasting repercussions. But it seems like if you do have an autoimmune condition, especially since, some of them like MS, you're just not going to cure it. No matter how strict you are, it's not going to cure the MS. But following a good, healthy diet and an exercise program helps prevent it from getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though you did that, at least this relapse isn't as bad as the first time when you couldn't do anything. So that shows right there that helps at least.
Because this time here, it's more just an inconvenience.
Yeah.
Last time it was really detrimental.
So now, he's getting better at doing your workout again, showing how important movement is, and then avoiding inflammatory foods.
It's just, I was telling her on the way here too, on the way back from going to Dutch, that it's kind of sad a little bit, because it seems like a lot of my favorite foods that I generally would lean to are almost like a poison to me now.
Like what?
The tortillas.
Oh, okay.
The pizzas and
yeah.
I thought I could get by with having them every once in a while, but then the problem with that is also, I think, my addictive personality is that once in a while it turns into once a week.
Right.
And that's what really throws it off.
Yeah.
And there have been a few times when we have gone out to eat, and I would get the gluten-free option. I don't know if that's even better, though.
No, it still has inflammatory stuff in it.
Right.
So, and that just shows, even doing that.
Or some of those Quest products, the Quest brand products, they're really still not clean enough for me.
Right.
They taste good, but they're just not.
It's just better. I think overall it's better to just stick to whole foods.
Because remember, I'd even asked you to buy me a couple bags of those Quest chips. But we were starting their ingredients again. It was no, and it'd be better if we just use the pork rinds.
Yeah.
And actually, they're cheaper too. So I went twice. They're cheaper and they're healthier.
Sharon said his form of MS, and Shauna said, okay. She says, I feel that the cold we've been having has made me ache so much. If I lived where it was even colder, I don't think I can handle it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's also the problem that he, like, especially during the summer when it gets so hot here, if he goes out to a store or whatever, that's really the reason he ended up getting the handicap placard.
Yeah.
Is because it's just exhausting to walk from your vehicle to the store when it's so freaking hot outside. So him being able to at least have that option of using a handicap spot has really helped him in being more mobile during the summertime. But yeah, I think part of it too is the extreme temperatures this past week probably didn't do you any favors either.
What's wild about that too, though, with the extreme cold and everything, I wasn't going outside though. I don't understand. Really, only time I go outside, just right here on the back porch, to get her food bowl, put it out, and then maybe take the trash to the street.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't know that. This is weird. And what's odd about me about getting that handicap placard, my neurologist even asked me, I wondered when you were going to ask me for one. I said, well, you didn't volunteer. He goes, well, because I didn't think you needed it because you didn't tell me, but whatever.
Rickwood said, my little feral kitty George showed up this morning. Oh, good. Nice. Telling me all about the horror he went through because I wasn't there. He was hungry this morning. Aw.
Poor thing.
He's like, about time you showed up.
I feel so neglected.
I've been so hungry here. I'm so glad. Thank you for letting us know he showed up. Like Sharon said, I was going to ask if he showed. Happy to hear he was there for his vittles, right? He's like, finally. That's so cute. Oh, she said he's getting tame enough. He will let me pet him when I feed him.
Oh, wow.
I could wish that I could take him in, but the dogs are terrified of him as he's about as big as they
Oh,
are.
wow. Wow.
That's hilarious. They're like, oh, no, danger. Claws. I see claws.
Right.
Shada said, my nieces built an insulated kitty home in their yard.
Oh, wow.
That's so sweet.
That's cool.
She said the other day, 2 kitties were asleep on top.
It's like Snoopy sleeping on top of his doghouse.
Right? Oh, that's true. Rickwood said she's scared she did that because she's out in the country, that he would end up getting trapped in there by a wild animal.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I need to be living here full time. Oh, poor little guy. But at least he knows, right? Animals always know someone they can trust. So George knew. He was like, okay, I gotta survive on my own, but when I see Joe, I know I'm getting extra food.
Right.
Sharon said, I seem to be the insulated human for our cats. I sit and they pile on me. Oh, that's so sweet. They're like, oh, yeah, nice Sharon. She's going to give us all the warmth. Toy Cute Cat said, same here, Sharon. They are users. Ha, ha, ha.
Right?
Bud Bun's like, ooh, I could just snuggle into you for warmth.
What's the old rule, the old saying? Dogs have owners, cats have staff. Y'all work for them.
Sharon said, Heat's volume's low today. Is the computer mic a bit more away? I don't think so, but he probably is.
We're not using an external mic anymore. We're just using the one that's on board with the computer. We haven't moved it in a different place, though.
But sometimes
do I need to enunciate more?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of strained it a little bit. But
Rickwood said, my dogs use me for a heated pad, too. They sleep right next to me at night. Makes me hot, but they enjoy it.
Aw.
Right? I get so hot at night sometimes. I just couldn't imagine having the 2 dogs all snuggled up to me.
Right.
Especially as restless as Sam is.
Oh,
I swear, all last night, he was moving his bed all over the place.
Well, those 2 blankets you have for them, little pallets or whatever, in your office.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
Never in the same spot.
No, he's always moving it.
Yeah.
Evelyn's here. Hey Evelyn.
Doing?
She said, hello, friends. What's up? How are you? Patty said, this month's Supper Club video is the quintessential Michael will eat anything video.
All right.
Thank you, Patty. That is so cute. That's what I always think of Heath.
Whatever.
And I was telling my work sister about that, and she was like, because she's quite a bit younger, she goes,
Really?
I feel like you've told me that that's like some kind of commercial or something. And so I had to send her, I found it on YouTube, and I sent her the commercial so she would know. I said, so now it'll be stuck in your head.
Well, you'll be maybe like, not, because she saw it the one time you told her. But like with us, we saw it almost every day on TV. That's why it's stuck.
Several times a day, right?
Like every other commercial.
Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
I don't even remember what the ad was for. What company?
It was cereal.
Was it Post or?
I think it was. Was it Cheerios? I saw it the other day. Let me look here.
Oh, it don't matter. They don't need the prompts.
Well, see if you can remember. Comment if you remember what it is.
What product it was.
I know it was cereal.
That makes sense. And see, I was never really that big a cereal fan anymore.
Life.
Oh, yeah, I never liked Life cereal.
Who liked Life?
It just tasted like
that's why they gave it to Mikey.
Despair.
Because that was the one that was flat, right?
Yeah.
I've never been a cereal person, so don't ask me. But I always thought those, or the flakes. What was the flake one? That looked so disgusting too. I couldn't do that either.
Cornflakes.
Oh yeah,
I hated those.
Right. So I never got all of that.
I never like the Sugar Smacks.
Oh, those look disgusting to me too, because they look like little bugs.
No, there's just the sugary.
Oh, just wanted ones that had lots of sugar.
Yeah, like I really like Fruit Loops. Applejack was good. Applejack's the
But you remember we were watching that lady from Europe
mhm.
who was going across America, across Texas. And
Yeah.
remember she was like, "Oh, I'm going to try Fruit Loops."
Oh yeah.
Because she remembered growing up in Poland.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the epitome of American food.
Yeah. Fruit Loops was like, if you thought of American food, it was like, oh, that's Fruit Loops. So she said, when she had it once as a child, she thought, it was like that memory of, wow, I'm eating what Americans eat. And so she tried it here in the States and she was like, I'm sorry, this is disgusting. She goes, I can't even finish it. She goes, it's so awful. I was like, you know what? I think sometimes some of the foods that we used to think were good, if you actually, after being keto for a while, go and try it, you're like, ugh.
Well, she wasn't eating keto, though.
I know, but I'm saying she's not used to all of the sugar in every single product there is.
Right.
And so here she was trying that, and she was just like, oh. Because that's what she said. It's such a fake flavor.
Yeah.
All right. Shada said, I'm doing okay. A little sore after my crafting venture yesterday. She's doing good, her mom. I got the weekend off of mom duty. I needed it. Oh, good.
It's almost like the A in America stands for artificial.
Oh, this is a good question. Patty said, do comments in the lives in the chat help the algorithm or just comments in general after the video? Well, for a live, the more interactive and people are chatting in the live, that helps while we're live, because then it will pop our live up more because more people are chatting, right? So
it'll recommend it for another time, next time we're live.
But also while we're live, if somebody pops in YouTube and they're looking for a live, ours will pop more. The more interactive everyone is, the more people are commenting. Because YouTube is like, oh, here's a live going on, and it's obviously must be doing well because everybody's chatting. There's lots of thumbs ups. And so they'll recommend, they'll recommend while we're live. And then after we're live, then yes, if you go back in, especially if you think it was like a really good live that you think people should watch on the replay, then going back and commenting then shows that YouTube is like, oh, okay, this live was so good. People are even watching it after the live.
And we get lots of y'all that do post and tell us you're watching as a replay. We appreciate that.
So thank you. Great question. Sharon said, no, we usually hear you fine without the mic. Today, you're just low.
I don't know.
Or has it gotten better since I mentioned it? Toy TQ Cat said, Life cereal. You got it right. Patty said she never had Life cereal. I don't know if I did.
I promise you, you're not missing anything.
I'm not sure I did either.
You're not missing anything.
Rickwin said, my mother loved the Chex cereal. She always had me buy her boxes of them. She would eat them with her yogurt.
Oh,
give that little crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Rickwin said, my cereal was usually grits with butter and cream.
I hated that too. I felt like I was making a bowl of rocks.
He never liked grits. I loved it. And yeah, I liked it like that with lots of butter. And then you just add like a dollop of cream. And it just, made it so good. Tweet Q Cat said, I didn't like Life cereal. I sure wasn't eating it. I'm the complete opposite of Mikey. Very picky tasty. Don't give it to Lynn. She won't eat anything.
Right. Well, remember, that reminds me, probably silly and off topic. But one of our things we used to love to do pre-keto when we go on cruises, there was a special dinner. We paid a little extra for it. We just treated it like another excursion. We would do the chef's table.
Yeah.
And they do a special menu just for that night with just outlandish stuff that nobody's ever heard of usually.
Like using the cutting edge, like culinary techniques.
Yeah. And it just reminded me, there was one time a lady won, her and her husband won a reservation for that dinner one night. And everything on the menu she hated.
Yeah.
Hated.
Yeah. She was like, look, all I want.
All she did was complain the whole night.
Yes. She was like, oh, no, I don't want that. And then she'd be like, All I want for my entree is just plain baked chicken,
Unseasoned.
unseasoned. And then what did she get? A side of mashed potatoes with no gravy?
Yeah, just mashed potatoes.
And I was like, okay, that was the absolute worst person to win this prize because she did not get to.
She should have sold it or something.
Right. Or given it to somebody. Yeah, something. Because I was like, she didn't get to enjoy any of it. That's what we always like because, again, we've always been like foodies where we love trying like new things, and there was just some really cool stuff we got to try by doing the chef's table.
Because I mean, we were at some point too. Free keto. Also, we were in a couple of food groups on Facebook for local things here. That whenever a new restaurant would open, we get special invites to go try the menu first. Or they would do special pop-ups to the new stuff they were trying and whatnot. We'd go try everything.
Right. Yeah.
We were head first, dove deep into food.
Yeah.
Like a little too far. I think that's why we were diabetic.
Oh, I'm sure that was one of the reasons. Upstate Keto Girl, hey, said haven't been able to catch a live in a while. Well, welcome back. Said hiya.
Howdy.
How are you doing? I'm glad you made it today.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thank you.
Patty said, I was the one as a young adult who ate grape nuts, sugar added, of course, and after it soaked in milk to soften for a little bit for like 3 days, right?
See, I couldn't do that too because my sister would eat that stuff, and I was like, look like the same stuff you used to spackle the walls. I'm like, I'm not eating that.
Oh, really? She ate grape nuts? I tried it one time, because it was supposedly healthy cereal, and I was like, all right, let me try it. And I was like, I felt like it kept cutting my mouth up.
Like I said, it's like a bowl of rocks.
Oh, wow.
Whoever thought of that was just.
But yeah,
they love
sugar
self-harm.
It seemed like it. But of course, you had to like pour the sugar on it because it had no flavor.
No.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't understand.
And then Patty said, with the cold weather lately, I've been enjoying all the flavors of Keto Chow hot cereal. Now that is good. And to me, it does remind me of like grits or what was it? Malt-O-Meal.
That's not never ate that either.
I did enjoy Malt-O-Meal, but it was kind of that same consistency as a grits. But that's what the Keto Chow cereal reminds me of. And that is so good, especially on a really cold morning. Tweety Cat said, life cereal just wasn't sweet enough for me. Give me the Frosted Flakes, with all the sugar and carbs. I had a severe addiction to both as a kid. I wasn't picky about eating that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Right. You're eating it and you're like, oh, okay, this tastes good because all of that sugar overrides everything.
All the yuck.
And then creates that addiction where you're like, oh, I need more. Sugar.
Right. That's true.
Right, like Patty said, Joe, talking to Rick, and I thought I was eating healthy, having grape nuts, right? And I remember for a while I did Cheerios because again they were like heart healthy, and I was like, okay, I better eat because I've never been a breakfast person. I've just never when I wake up in the morning, it takes me a while. But, believe in the hype where they were like, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Cheerios is heart healthy. I was like, well, let me force myself to eat Cheerios.
The only time I ever really I like the Honey Nut Cheerios. Those are okay. But I had to slice like a banana or a strawberry or something and throw in there with it.
Yeah.
To actually give it some flavor.
Right. Oh, Rickwood says she likes to use Keto Chow and egg pudding that she bakes. Ooh, that sounds good.
It does. Never done that before.
Tweet Q Cat said, yes, I love Keto Chow hot cereal. And Shauna said, my hippie mom made her own granola. I bet she did. And she goes, but if you think about it, back then more foods were whole and less processed. Right.
No, that's true.
I think probably granola, as it initially started, was probably a lot healthier than it is today because you weren't grabbing all the different processed foods and then of course adding sweeteners and everything else to it,
Oh.
she was probably using like either agave or honey for her granola, and then she was getting, the more whole food options for it.
Because them big companies get a hold of it, and then we can do it using this. It'll be a lot cheaper. It's more
Yeah.
plentiful for us.
Right. We'll
It doesn't
cut
matter
this
what
out and that out,
It
and
doesn't
then
matter what it does to the end consumer.
right, exactly. Let's see. I know her hippie mom. I know. And she said, yeah, that's so awesome. Does your mom remember any of those things, like the recipes she would use from back then, where she was like, yeah, I just got this, and this? Or she like, Lord, that I was a hippie. It was a blur.
Wow.
Well, I've heard from other people who were like real hippies that they're like, I mean, I
kind of remember.
right?
I remember it through a haze.
Well, so do you want to talk about your MS for this week? Because I feel like we kind of gotten off topic here.
The only thing I really have going on, and I don't honestly know if it's MS related or not, I just know it's really bothering me. I'm getting these weird sensations around my mouth, mainly right here. Every once in a while down on the bottom lip, but it's mainly the upper lip. And then it's just, I don't know what it is. Remember a while back, y'all, I was getting that weird sensations in my left arm?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we said it was the diet sodas doing all that. Well, I thought it was anyway, so I don't know what this is causing it. And then I was talking to my supervisor because he has MS also, and he's telling me it may be my gums or whatever. I was like, but my gums don't hurt. But he's telling me it wouldn't be a bad idea to schedule a dentist appointment, which I'm going to try and do soon. But then also when I was asking Dr. Google what it is, it kept coming up telling me it's another symptom of MS, but it could cause also, it's usually tied to trouble with swallowing, chewing, or talking. Well, I'm not having any of those issues at all. So I don't know what's going on.
But also we discussed, we were like, well, it all started after the extreme cold hit.
Yes.
So that could just be your body's reaction to the extreme cold.
Yeah. Oh, but then also, I told y'all I started using a home health physical therapist. She made another visit today, and I basically, I guess, fired her, or she quit, I guess, because when she visited the first time, she recommended that she come out twice a week, every Sunday morning and every Tuesday evening. But at $125 a visit, that's just a little much. So we discussed. I didn't tell her at the time, but Shelly and I discussed it, and I just messaged on the app and canceled those and just left the one for today. And I think we have it set up for 2. We had it set up for her to come
every
out.
other week.
Yeah. But today she's like, well, one, she told me she feels like I'm regressing from the last time she saw me. And I told her, well, it's been going on lately. And then she had me do a couple of exercises, and then she left me a 14-page little handout of some exercises I can be doing. And then sent me, I need to double check, but I think she sent it. If she hasn't sent it yet, she's going to send me another list of some exercises I can do too.
Mm-hmm.
But then she said basically she's I guess quitting. Well, what's the term? She's discharging me, saying she's no longer going to treat me anymore. So I don't know if I offended her or what, because I didn't have her come back until today. Because I told her I was going to try and keep it to the twice, every other week. When she's like, no, I'm just go ahead and just call it. I'm like, okay.
Well, also, what else were you talking to her about that you've been doing?
What? Seriously? Oh, my DDPY. I've been doing it like at least 4 times a day. Yeah, that's 4 times a day. 4 times a week. And then they also have a physical therapy portion of it now. They've been started also. I've been using that as well. And then one of the exercises she had me listed to do on the previous one was I had to take a ball and put it through my legs and do some exercises with that. And the one I showed her, she's like, yeah, I guess it'll work. But it's more of like a dog's chew toy kind of thing. And she recommended I get one of those dodgeballs like you used to see in school. She said like a 15-inch diameter one. And she said, but then also maybe deflate it a little bit so it's not so rigid, and I can push it and use it for some workouts on the wall against the wall. And then she did have me do some stuff here in the doorway and use it and do some squats and stuff using the doorway as my leverage to help me get up and down. And me do some leg lifts and stuff like that too. So I mean, I feel like I'm set up for exercise. I don't need somebody to hold my hand the whole time I'm doing it. And the way they set it up too, like I said, I use the wall or the floor to brace myself. So it's a lot cheaper. Paper's a lot cheaper. And she goes there. I think also she said in the email to me that there will be a link on there for video also. So
yeah,
demonstrations.
Oh. Well, and I think like before when he had the really bad relapse, you didn't even at that time, because the insurance we had would have paid for the therapy and they didn't even recommend it.
Yeah.
You just did the DDPY on your own. And that seemed to help you. I
think the only time I went to physical therapy, all outpatient, whatever, when I went to their facility to do it, was shortly after, or I'm sorry, I don't remember if it was right before or right after I was diagnosed. Remember when I fell at work? And I remember because I was so bad, my eyesight was so bad I couldn't even drive. And you were working, some mom was driving me to the, remember?
That was during your relapse. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you did, but you were mostly doing the DDPY and you just were there once a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. And they were really impressed with the DDPY too. And they were told me it looked like it was helping me too. Because the next week when I come back, they saw improvements on me. So
yeah.
So like I said, I ended up just basically booby trapping myself. I lied to myself and thought I was getting better when I really wasn't. I may have gotten better, but I didn't stick with it. And that's what led me to regressing.
Right. You didn't maintain where you were at and push it forward.
Because he even says in his workouts, do this every day. I mean, I started listening to a reason, so it was just silliness on my part. User error on my part. Because I probably could have avoided this whole thing.
Well, I don't know.
But there's no sense in just crying over all that. I can just keep on.
So what do y'all think? Any questions about that? Shada said, she might remember. No. Rickwood said, nuts, rolled oats, dried fruits, honey, cooked on a baking sheet in the oven.
Wow.
Right. But I thought I heard something that oats themselves have changed over the decades. That used to what you get in the 60s and 70s aren't this, like they've stripped a lot more off of the oats now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Don't ask me. Shada said, stop with Dr. Google already. All you can do is guess unless you talk to the doctor. And what else did your therapist suggest that I know several of you told him last week?
I need to keep a diary. And when I start having symptoms, write it down and date it. That way, when I do go see the doctor, I'm not trying to remember when it all happened. That would make sense. Why would I do that?
So now you've heard it from me, you've heard it from the horde, and you've heard it from this physical therapist.
Blah, blah, blah.
How many times do you have to hear it?
About 1,600 more, probably.
Probably. Rickwood said there are probably just as many symptoms as MS as there are people.
Right.
All you can do is try to keep up with what's happening and what's going on, like the cold at the time.
Well, even before I was diagnosed, back in the day, I used to hear it all the time. Anytime you had any kind of ailment, you go ask Dr. Google. You follow down the list or whatever, it always leads back to you have lupus. Right. Almost every single time.
Yes. And that's why he just, and I think if he kept more track, then you would know, like since Tuesday, do you feel like the feeling around your lip, has it gotten better like yesterday and today? Does it feel like it's improved?
Honestly, I think really what's helping improve it is we got back on those allergy pills.
Oh, you think that's what it is?
I feel like when it started happening too, I had real bad intensity around my nose. Like every time I go to blow my nose or whatever, it was really it hurt.
Yeah, because that's true. We'd run out, and he was like, well, let me just see if I don't have any this week, which I think you took the last one, maybe last Sunday or Saturday?
Monday, I think. Last Monday.
Oh, you did have one on Monday when I was off work?
Yeah.
Okay. And he was like, well, we'll just see if you need to get them on Saturday. And I did get them yesterday, and you took one last night.
Yes.
So you think since you started because you took one last night,
Right.
but you haven't taken one today because
No.
you take them at night.
Yeah, because they do cause drowsiness, and I don't want to be tired during the day.
Yeah.
So I figured if I might as well take it, and it'll help me go to sleep too, possibly.
So today you said it's not. So
yeah, I don't have any sensations around my nose now.
What about your lip?
Yes, around here, yes, it is there.
But is it getting better than it was earlier this week?
I believe so, because it's not as intense. So.
Okay.
I think it wasn't. I think I have I think I'm narrowing it down to just a sinus infection.
Oh. Okay.
Because my eyes were watering again after I took the pill. They're not doing it as much.
Yeah.
Well, that and you're doing the drops for me still.
Yeah. Well, we still did the drops all week.
Because that's my plan too. Well, because remember, it was one night we did forget it though.
Oh, that's true.
But I think that was Saturday night, wasn't it? No.
There's
one night we just didn't do it.
I think it was Friday night.
Friday night, yeah.
Yeah, we forgot.
Because what it is I have my evening pills and that little eye drop thing sitting right there by the computer in the living room, right before we watch TV, and I have my alarm set for 8 o'clock. So what I do is at 8 o'clock I take my pills. She gives me the eye drop, and then whatever episode we're watching on TV or whatever, we stop it, and then I do my workout. I do it all right then at 8 o'clock. But we were sitting here doing the live, so I threw everything off. Yeah, I did take my pills, but we didn't do my eye drop.
Yeah. Shauna said she just seemed to throw hers together with no recipe, right? Because once you've done it,
yeah,
and that's true with a lot of recipes. Like with for example, the sausage balls.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've made them a few times, you don't need to look at our recipe anymore. You just kind of know. Oh, okay. I add the sausage, I add the cheese, I add the keto chow, stir it all together, form it into balls, cook it, you're done.
Around.
Yeah, turn yourself around. Right. Hey, Kendra's here. Hey, Kendra. Howdy, she goes, hey, yo, what's up? Patty said, do you notice any differences in how you feel if you do higher fat?
Yes, I actually feel worse. Because I don't want to be too graphic, but remember you were doing high fat for yours for a while, so we kind of incorporated into mine as well too. That's when I was having all the fasting pattern techniques more often. Yeah. It kind of booby traps my body if I do higher fat.
If he does too high fat, like if he pushes to 80%, then his gut doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But you also, I think you just do more traditional keto.
I call it classic keto.
Yeah, and that seems to work. So not too low on the fat, but also not therapeutic fat levels.
But on sometimes too, I might be overthinking it, but I kind of figured, honestly, I'm more ketovore than anything. Because when I start building my meals, I always go to the meat first.
Well, yeah.
And that's the heaviest portion is the meat.
Right. Well, yeah, but it's still, I feel like though you're more classic keto because I feel like ketovore, they still don't have too many veggies.
Okay, that's true. Because I guess on Good Classic, I still kind of do my plates like the sad, because I'm eating 3 sides.
Kendra said, please hit the like. Yes, y'all. Thank you for that. Sharon said, the generic zero shouldn't cause you to be sleepy. Zyrtec. The generic Zyrtec. I don't know.
I put it in the cabinet though.
It does me. When I took it one night, I felt groggy the next day.
But it also says on the container it may cause drowsiness or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it's because we're getting the HEB version generic. I don't know. But it works for him to take it at night because you don't have any problems the next day.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Shauna said Zyrtec doesn't make her sleepy. Well, that's good.
I don't know if it actually is the generic form of Zyrtec.
Yeah, it is. Okay, that's what it says on the box.
Okay.
What does it say? Like, same as Zyrtec or whatever it says. So I don't know. It could also be that, if you do have really bad allergies, just the fact of it being draining might be what's making him sleepy.
I don't know if we talked about it on here yet, but another thing the therapist mentioned to me today too, it really drew her attention, my yawning. I've told her about how y'all commented on it about it before. I'm yawning all the time. She said that's a high sign of a high blood pressure also, and she's recommended I go get a sleep test also, or sleep apnea test, and then maybe I need to be diagnosed to have a sleep what do you call it? What's yours?
A CPAP.
Yeah, CPAP. Yeah, I told her I don't want that to hold because it sounds annoying, but if it helps. But
I use mine, but I enjoy mine because now I actually get good sleep. I mean, I could tell just from being with you that, yeah, you definitely would benefit from a CPAP, but I think it's the same situation if you would actually use it.
But
because I can see him just taking it off.
Yeah. If it's annoying, I might do that. Yeah.
But also, you talked to the doctor, I thought, before about the yawning.
Yeah. And he said, no, it's just part of MS. That's what you do.
And you've also talked to your boss about it. Mm-hmm. And what did he say? I thought he had the same things happen.
Yeah. But he said it's just part of what we do.
Right. So I wondered maybe she's just not as familiar with MS.
Right.
That could be what it is. She's just a general physical therapist. Because I know, like, for Renee, she specializes. Like, she's good with stroke victims and stuff. But
she's
a regular.
Never mentioned that before, though, about my yawning.
No.
But then also today's therapist too told me that my blood pressure was high, like 30% or something like that, every time we did a little exercise, or if I'm up standing around too long, moving too much,
your blood pressure goes up.
Yeah, and she goes, that's probably why you're yawning too. She goes, what? Said something about when you're yawning, and she goes, that's why your legs are hurting. Because your blood, the blood and everything goes down trying to solve that area. But I don't know. She's her jargon. I can't remember exactly. She said, I told her to, so when she sends me the email, to type it all out so I can show it to you. Because I said, I will straight forget.
Yeah.
You might even pull it up and see if she's ever sent it to me.
But also, I know before you, because a lot of times when we're just sitting here, you yawn and you said it's the light that triggers it.
Yeah, a lot of times too.
Did you tell her that part?
No, I forgot that part. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, because then I did notice too, because I'll tell Shelly this all the time. If I'm up active doing stuff, like even like we're in here cooking dinner or whatever like that, I'm up moving around a lot, or even cleaning the house or whatever. I'm going to try to read something on my phone or the computer or whatnot, or even grabbing it right here and reading the label on it. My eyes won't focus on it. And she said, yeah, that's a low blood pressure. So I looked it up.
Low or high?
Yeah. I looked up on Google and they said the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that can cause it. And sometimes you don't have that issue.
Because a lot of times when I go, like, say I'm going to go buy this in the store, I'll try to read the label. Like right now, it's kind of hard to read. So I'll pull up my phone and I'll take a picture of it and then I can blow it up and read it.
Well,
but a lot of people told me that's just old age.
Right. You told that to the eye doctor. Yeah. And so what did the eye doctor tell you?
He said, yeah, it's just old age.
He said that's because you're ready for readers.
Right.
And that's why he wrote you a prescription for readers.
Right.
Because he was like, yeah, that's what happens. So it's just hard. Shauna says she takes a generic. And Brenda S. said that Zyrtec makes her drowsy too. And she uses the Amazon brand. Yeah, I think it could just be, different medicine hit people differently. Like some people, Tylenol will make them sleepy. Other people, they get energetic on it.
Well, just like your food. Some people are allergic to certain foods. Some people aren't, So,
yeah.
Like what? Like for medicine, you're allergic to penicillin, right? Or
no.
One of them you told me you're not supposed to ever have.
Right.
But I mean, stuff
the
like that.
The pain one. Huh? Whatever the common pain one is.
Yeah, but I'm saying
now.
It's the same scenario kind of thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I noticed, but most medicine makes me drowsy. Yeah. So it could just be me.
The only other one that ever really made me drowsy was the NyQuil.
Well, yeah.
But I think
Shauna said citrazine HCI.
Gesundheit.
I think that's the generic for Zyrtec.
You can go get it.
It's up to you. I mean, I know what it is. Rickwood said, here's a question for you. Rickwood wants to know, are the symptoms that you're having right now, are they new symptoms?
The lips, yes. And my leg, well, I don't know, honestly. That's the thing, because I even asked her that too. The stuff that's going on with my legs, is it because of the MS or because of the wreck? She said it could be of both. So
We were in a bad wreck about
18, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was before then.
Okay.
Because 18 is when we did the cruise, right?
19.
19 was the cruise?
It's right there. See, World Cruise 2019. Picture
Okay.
about Mickey, Minnie Mouse.
So then, yeah, I think it was either 18. I might have been
18.
17.
Okay. Well, last time
When
I
we
asked you, I
got-
wrote it down, so that's why.
We had a really bad major wreck. That's when I broke my arm, had to have surgery and everything. He hurt, his leg got hurt, not to where he needed surgery or anything. He had to get some injections for it, like steroid injections for his knee. But so it just seemed like ever since then, especially depending on the weather, he would start feeling it in his knee. So he said he was asking her today, and I know he's asked the doctor before, and they just said, well, yeah, it could be the MS, it could be the wreck, it could be the combination of both. It could be that because that's already there, then your MS kind of makes it flare even more than it would. But I don't know, y'all. I asked him how he felt about not getting the physical therapy, and he told me that he is fine with it. Like, he said he is happy with it, that it's almost a relief, that he felt kind of uncomfortable like doing the therapy with in front of someone. He said he feels much better doing the DDPY, and I think that's just because he's always had success with it. So he feels better with it. And I'm like, well, here's the thing though, you just have to keep up with it. And I understand where he comes from because I'm lazy too, but he just has to push. And I told him, my opinion, him going back like he went all the way back to chair force. I think he does that to kind of make it easier on himself. And I'm like, the point of DDPY is not to just do it because it's easy and you got through it, is to actually challenge yourself. That's how you grow those muscles. So he says that he's going to start doing the DDPY, the actual physical therapy for the knee. He's going to do that. What did you say? How many times a week?
At least twice.
At least twice. And then your classic DDPY, how often do you plan to do a week?
Probably 2.
Twice a week for that too. So hopefully y'all. And then Rickwood's got another question for you.
All right.
She says, have you ever looked to see for MS groups on Facebook? I would think that others could tell you if they're having the same symptoms and what they did.
No, I haven't, but that's a good idea. But I'm also wondering if it really is that great of an idea, though. Because the problem I find, maybe I'm overthinking it or whatever, but no two individuals had the same symptoms. So, that's why I've been asking my boss about it, too, because he's had it longer. And some of the stuff I'm having, he doesn't have. And then his treatments are different, too, though. Because he goes in once a month and gets injections.
Right. Sharon said, make sure it's not the one with the decongestion.
Oh.
No, it's just the regular allergy. And it said, just like Shauna, the citrusine HCl, indoor-outdoor allergies.
But isn't that the same one
compared to Zyrtec.
That's the one that Sharon recommended, isn't it?
Well, no, this is H-E-B's brand. She just said a generic Zyrtec, which is what we got.
Okay.
So, yeah, it doesn't say with decongestion, but I know it made me sleepy when I took it because I was like, well, I'll try to take it because sometimes my nose feels like it. When you're sleeping, like one nostril feels like it feels like clogs up, and then you turn the other way, and then it switches nostrils.
I apologize if it's too graphic or whatever, but I did have something stuck there. I blew my nose real bad, and it came out. And I started feeling instantly better.
When was this?
2 days ago, I guess, something.
Oh, okay. Ugh.
But I just know whenever I do take these every night, I don't have to blow my nose as often the next day.
Okay, well, that's good.
That's why I want to keep taking it.
Okay.
Because I feel like basically the whole time we've been married, I've always had some kind of sinus problem.
Yeah, you pretty much have. Like, he used to just live off a Dayquil, NyQuil. Rickwood said, I had to get my first readers when I was 45, but I was working 10-hour days on the computer. That destroyed my eyes. You have to keep taking breaks and looking at different things.
Okay, thank you. That's what I do all day long, sitting on that computer.
Yep.
And then I'm off down, I'm on the computer too.
Yeah. Well, that's why we got you those blue blockers.
Right. That's why I wear them every day.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I will take them off just to either clean them or clean my eyes, and I'll put them right back on.
Well, I guess that is pretty good because you're, 48 right now?
Uh-huh. Or fixing to be.
No, you're going to be 49 this year, babe.
I don't like your math. Stop it.
Next year, 2026 will be your 50th. That's why we're doing the road trip out west. It'll be 50th birthday celebration for Heath. Meeting a horde on the West Coast. I know, that sounds great. I was thinking about that last night. I was like, holy shit, you're going to be 50 next year.
You're going to be married to a 50-year-old. What does that say?
Oh my gosh, I do like them old. So I guess that's pretty good if you're 48 and you're just now needing readers.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is what I've noticed, and tell me what y'all think. So I also got me a pair of readers because my optometrist said I was like, oh, and I forgot to go yesterday to pick up my free pair. But anyways,
Sam's.
Yeah, I went to
Sam's. Anyway,
I know.
So you have to go inside to get them, though, huh?
Well, I'd have to go to the optometrist, and I totally forgot.
That's
y'all.
what I'm saying, because when you usually do the pickup.
Yeah, but she said I brought on the
crust,
the cusp of needing them. And at first, when she was having me try different brands of the contacts, and at first, the one brand, I forget now, the Ultra, I would have to wear the readers more. And even then, it was really hard sometimes to focus. And then I'm back to the Optrix, which is what I've had, for a few years now. And those, I noticed I'm not having to use my readers now. Like my eyes adjust. Every once in a while I'll have a day, and I think that's when my eyes must be getting tired, where I'm like, oh, I really need my readers these aren't my readers, but I'll put my readers on at work, but then I take them off after work. And just like in the last 2 weeks, I only had one day that I was like needing my readers. And then what was weird, and I don't even know how it happens, but when I took out one of the contacts, it was ripped along one edge.
Wow.
And I kept feeling like there was it feels like something uncomfortable in my eye, and I cleaned it, but I didn't notice that it had been ripped on the corner, like a jagged rip. And then when I took them out that night, I saw the jagged, and I was like, oh, that's why it was harder for me to read today. So then I was like, okay, glad I got these others. And I just put in a brand new pair, and then I've been fine ever since.
And yeah, they did tell me to get readers. We did buy a pair. They're a little bit smaller than my blue blockers. But then also I noticed when I was trying to wear them while I'm at work, because I have the two monitors and I sit kind of far away from them just so I can see both of them. It didn't help me. It actually made it harder to see it with those readers on. So I think it's just for up close.
Oh, yeah, it is. Because, again, I have the 3 monitors and my laptop. I feel so old doing it, y'all, honestly. But I have to do it like this. And I'm like, now I never understood why anybody would wear them at the very tip of their nose. I was like, that looks so silly. Put them all the way up. And now I get it because it's meant for just reading here. But then when I'm when I look up at my other monitors, I'm not looking through the readers. I'm looking with my normal vision, and I can see. So it's only for the laptop because that's a lot closer.
But I don't ever use it at all. I just wear the blue blockers.
Well, and then Rick this is a good point. She goes, it keeps your muscles strong to take breaks and look at different things. So don't be looking at the computer go and look, like at a box of Kleenex or
My
a
phone?
book. Maybe not your phone, maybe, like a piece of art, different things. Because she says if you just stare at the computer screen, it'll make your eyes weak. So look at non-computer stuff.
I need to get a book and put it in there.
Well, we got that book, remember, from Lincoln sent
I
me
know,
for my
but
birthday.
you have that in here for you, though. I don't want to keep that in my office.
Well, I don't care.
All right, then.
And those are just short little
Yeah,
stories, so
right.
that'd be perfect. Because
Right.
a lot of them you get read in less than a minute.
Well, another one, too, we can do. For some reason, somehow, you got all those magazines starting to come.
Oh, I know.
I'll start putting them in my office. I'll start reading them.
That would be interesting.
Right.
Rick Wood said, start the exercises now for your eyes, and you
Yes.
can slow down the old age symptoms of reading.
Thank
She
you.
said, you don't know if someone else is not having the problems if you don't ask the general MS population.
All right.
You've already said your boss seems to have a different reaction to MS.
Right. And then also, I don't remember last time I told it, but we get a viewer that pops in every once in a while. I've told y'all a story about it. He's a day older. I consider him my cousin. He's a day older than me. His mother and my aunt were really, really good friends. So he's been a lifelong friend of mine. His neighbor has MS too. When I was first diagnosed, he put us two together. I talked to the guy maybe 2 or 3 times. I even tried to go in to see his neurologist, and they would never call me back. But he was never talked. Nobody ever told him anything about diet. But he noticed when he was eating red meat, because he loves steaks,
steak and eggs,
that he felt a lot better. And I was telling him that's how I figured out that it helps me too. Because if I eat, y'all see me, I eat at least 4 eggs a day now, at least 4 hard boiled usually. The other day I just had scrambled, but I feel like heavy meat has helped me a lot.
Yes. And Rickwood said, make sure you don't use the readers when you're not working on a computer. The eyes adjust to the readers, and then you have to keep adding stronger ones.
I actually never use the readers at all. They're still sitting in the box.
Yeah, I'm only using it only when I work. Like if I'm just on my regular phone or my regular personal computer or the work or like our YouTube channel computer, I try not to wear my readers then and just adjust from there.
It's only every once in a while on my day off when I'm really on the computer all day long, I'll get the blue blockers and bring them in here.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's usually only every once in a while. But at work in my office, I wear them the whole time I'm there.
Yeah, no, she's talking about readers.
I know, but I was going to say, ever since we bought them, I don't even use them at all.
Yeah, he hasn't used them yet. Sharon said, getting up and walking after sitting at a desk for hours on end also keeps your muscles strong. Use it or lose it.
All right, that's true.
Yeah, I try to get up every hour. Mm-hmm. And I think you are too in a way because you got to go to the restroom. So at least you get up for that.
Because I get 3 minutes between calls. And if I time it right, I can run to the bathroom and run right back in that 3 minutes and not have to take a break.
Right.
And do it.
And do that. So he has been doing that and then spacing out your breaks and getting up. And you did tell me, because for a while you were taking an afternoon nap break.
Right.
But you told me a couple times that you noticed instead of taking a nap, if you got up and walked around and did stuff, that you actually felt more energy.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah. And it's really weird too, though, because I usually take lunch around noon. As close to noon as I can possibly do it. But usually about 1:30 or so, I get really, really tired. That's when I take my break and I'll take the nap then. It's just, I don't know. It's almost like it used to be the old joke about how after you eat big Thanksgiving dinner and you get tired.
But you told me,
you
noticed
is that those things are kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Here.
But you told me you noticed that instead of taking a nap when you got that tired, if you just walked around, you actually had more energy.
But sometimes I haven't, though. I need to start doing it more. But it just depends how the day's going.
Right.
Because the naps do feel good, too.
But I like that, Sharon.
Thank you.
And then Rickwood said, Sharon is right. Just standing up every hour and just walk around the room, you get your circulation going again. That will also help with sleepiness.
Okay.
Brenda S said, "Are you live or is this a Memorex?" We
Ah.
are live. But yeah, and I noticed that helps me too. My problem is sometimes I get so into work, and Lakin and I will be like, "Oh, we got to get up because we're getting swamp butt," or your butt actually gets sore from sitting. But sometimes I just get in such a routine, like I've got my flow going. And it's hard to stop. And I will even think to myself, I'm like, I need to get up and do this. And I'm like, oh, but if I could just get 2 more done.
But also, remember, I sent you that picture first thing this morning. Because we said we were going to post it in here and show them. I put it in my little reel. Remember, the first thing I sent you for this morning. We said we were going to share it to them and show them what I found. It was, again, Dr. Google, though. So I don't know.
Oh, about the numbness around the mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you basically said that. Do you want me to show it?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's always sent there. But then also, was it yesterday or day before? I got the package from the job.
Oh, yeah. Was that Friday?
Yeah.
I think that was Friday night.
They sent me a new, okay. Right here. Shelly has one on her chair in her office. I have another one of these. Well, if you're showing them that, they can't see this.
Well, I have to get this up first.
Well, I can't see, so I don't know if I'm showing it or not. I have this on the seat right now, and I have another one of these in my office. And then Shelly has one on her office chair. Well, my company sent me another one. It's just, I don't know what happened, or I wasn't told about another. Just a box showed up, and it said it was from Home Depot. So it was a cushion for me to sit on. And actually, it feels a little better than this one.
Yeah, so there's what Dr. Google told him about the numbness. But you told me you didn't even sometimes, y'all, it's hard for me, honestly, and I've told Heath this. I don't always understand what's actually going diagnosis? On. No, I understand your diagnosis. I don't understand what's actually going on because you tell me conflicting things.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because you told me before it's not numb. It's like a tingle.
Yeah. Well, it's like in between.
Because I'll be like, okay, can you remember I was testing? I was like, can you? I had him close his eyes, and I would just lightly touch, and I feel it. I'm like, was it numb where you can't feel stuff? And he's like, no. And
it's okay. I guess I'm just not a wordsmith because to me it's a weird sensation. But like right now, when I squeeze it like this, it feels different than when you just touch it. It's a weird sensation when I just like squeezing it, pinching it, or whatever. But the other thing is, I was reading the other day said it was it could also be, though it would cause problems with swallowing, chewing, and talking. I don't have any of those issues.
Right.
The only other weird thing I'm having also, you noticed it the other day, occasionally I'll start drooling.
Yeah, but you've been doing that for a long time.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I mean, sometimes it is worse, and sometimes I think it's when you like get excited. As I've noticed, like when you get excited and you're like, you'll start talking a little faster, and then it's like your mouth produces too much saliva because you're all like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Weird. Why?
Because it does.
Okay. Renee said she just woke up from a nap. Well, we did keep you up late, right? Sharon said, oh, Brenda also need a nap. We had a long party last night. Aww. I know.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in. I really had fun.
Yes. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we did because we went afterwards and he was like, oh, I had so much fun. I hope everybody else did too. Shauna said, and I missed that one. I know.
Well, I have a question too. I've noticed that it seems like what's that?
Brenda said, laugh out loud. Yeah, somebody had me up late. Laugh out loud.
Do y'all enjoy the recipes that go along with that? Or do you just enjoy hanging out with us? And then I was asking Shelly, do we need to even actually do the recipe? Because it seems like y'all rather visit than actually us tell y'all what we're cooking. And she's like, well, we are a food channel, so.
And I was like, and Brenda F. and Sherry both made it.
Yeah.
I said, I think everybody enjoys the recipe, but
Okay.
it's also of, hey, they want to hang out and
Okay.
chat too.
All right.
Have one-on-one
Yeah.
because we're on camera and we're
Yeah.
chatting and everything. So it's both.
Okay. So
I
as
think.
usual, I'm overthinking it.
Sharon said, Shauna, it was after 10 p.m. my time before we ended.
Well, that's fine for her, depending on what, 6 o'clock for her then, right?
Right. So I was like, oh, I was just having dinner. She goes, oh, wow. She goes, shoot, I could have joined. I was home just after 6.
See? Okay.
Yeah, you could have.
The way you do it, Sean, from now on, anytime it happens like that, just go ahead and try it and see. We may still be on.
Yeah, that's right. You can always even message me and say, hey, y'all still live?
Well, she was too tired to mess with us.
Probably.
But no, because remember, there was the other day somebody messaged that they commented on the live. Oh, I just missed it.
I know, because we ended a little early. Shauna said, I left early for crafting and picked up tri-tip at my favorite place.
That's awesome.
Ooh, yum.
We haven't had that in a while.
Rickwood said, well, that's a good explanation. It is the degeneration of the nerve sheath, and it says it's common. That doesn't mention the swallowing that may show up later, so now you know.
Yeah.
So that is, yeah. And that's what it is. Like you said, is it common? So that's why she's saying if you wanted to join an MS group,
right,
then it is a common thing that other people can share, and maybe you can do that, like exchange the information more.
Because also, I've been halfway listening. I was even going to ask you if you wanted to do it on the road trip. Because Christina Applegate.
Oh, yeah.
And what's her name? Willow, I think was her name on the show.
Oh, Hannah. Is it?
I can't remember the actress's real name. But she was the daughter on Sopranos. The two of them have a podcast because they both have MS as well. They have a MS where they talk about it.
Is it Jamie Lynn Sigler?
I think so. Pull her up. See, I think she was like I think her name was Willow.
Oh, Meadow Soprano.
Yeah, okay. But I was like, she was the daughter, the oldest daughter on Sopranos.
Uh-huh.
The actress was. But her and Christina Applegate have a podcast where they talk about their MS and stuff.
I'm looking.
I can't remember what it's
called. Yeah, in January 2016, Sigler revealed she was diagnosed with MS when she was 20 years old. Wow. In 2000, while filming, she was paralyzed from the waist down for several days. The symptom turned out related to MS, but it was misdiagnosed as Lyme disease. In 2023, Novartis hired Sigler to star in a TV commercial for their multiple sclerosis drug, Kesimpta.
See, I don't think that.
Mm-mm. Wow.
But then remember, we were watching the last television show from with Christina Applegate had.
Yeah.
She starred in it.
Yeah.
And near the end of the season, most of her scenes were her sitting down. Mm-hmm. And it's because during the filming, she regularly uses a cane to get around in her daily life. But while they were filming it, she had a relapse. And so she was having trouble standing and stuff. So they redid it and made the scenes where she was sitting down.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah. But then the only other famous people I know that have it is Montel Williams.
Oh.
And there's one country singer. I can't remember his name now.
But I mean, I'm good with listening to that podcast. Yeah. We were going to listen to Darkness Radio. Has anybody listened to that podcast? It's all like supernatural, paranormal.
We can go back and forth too, though.
And then what was it? Because they'll play a lot whenever they sing or whenever they say the phenomenon, and then they play that little bit.
Wasn't that the
phenomenon?
That one cartoon. I don't remember. Anyways, but
I like that. I like listening to it. It's kind of like
Clay Walker, I think is his name.
Oh, I kind of like it because to me, it's you remember what was it like as a teenager? It was like scary stories in the dark.
I never saw that.
I think it was a book story or book series rather. But I would listen to that or read that, and that was fun to me. And that's what Darkness reminds me of.
Okay.
It's kind of like scary stories, especially when you're driving at night. It's
Yes.
so good to listen to it. And I'm just like, ooh, I love this stuff.
What was the one I was telling you the other day I used to listen to at night? It was on the AM radio.
Mm.
I got it confused with Dark Radio. It was something after hours or with Jim Norrie or something like that. And it was only on AM radio, and it was that I remember it. And he would tell stories. It was very similar.
Oh, wow.
And people would call in and talk to me about different stuff that was going on.
Well, what I noticed is fun, because we have listened to a lot of the podcasts, basically every time we have a road show, is now we're watching X-Files.
Yes.
And now I'm like, oh, I know about this. I've heard the stories. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, remember that? Oh, that's probably a shapeshifter. Or, is that, like, I'm looking forward to if they have an episode on, like, the
Grays.
Right. All the different things. I'll be like, we heard about that. Brenda S. said, oh, my gosh, I wish I had some leftovers today.
Oh, wow.
We do.
Come
even
get
eat
you
them.
some. Come go get.
So good, isn't it? Sharon said, be right back. Smoker time. Need to check
Nice.
my butt.
Nice.
Patty said, I hate that Shelly is working hard to come up with new recipes each month. Oh, don't feel bad. But I do enjoy them. That said, I'm there for the interesting chats we have each month. It's fun.
Well, part of our thing, too, we love cooking together. And honestly, when like I told you, I'm a third generation cabinet maker, right? And basically all I've ever mainly done my whole adult life was work with cabinets. Whenever we got together, one of the first things we did was redesign this kitchen. In fact, I had one of my buddies come over that used to work with me doing cabinets. He pulled me aside and he was like, hey, is this a real deal? Y'all really together? Or is she just using you to redo these cabinets? But we enjoy cooking together. When I redid the kitchen, we set it up so that we could cook together.
Yes.
We love it. And fun, and honestly, both of us love puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our favorite things to do is find a non-keto dish and keto-fy it.
Yeah.
Because like we'll be running down the road, see a billboard, or we'll happen to see a commercial or an advertisement for restaurants, dinner, whatever meal they're doing or whatever entree they have. And we just look at it. We can keto that. That'd be really easy.
Yeah, I enjoy it's like a fun little.
It's a game.
Yeah, and I think we've always
or a
enjoyed.
Puzzle, I guess is the word better. Yeah, better terms.
And we've always enjoyed like finding a new recipe.
Yeah.
So to me, it just kind of keeps that going where it's like our creative outlet. Like Shauna has hers. I feel like cooking is our way of being creative.
And I was just noticing on Facebook Memories a couple of years ago. This was pre-keto. I say a couple, it's been longer, but we had a New Year's resolution where we were going to do a new recipe every week.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to that.
We did it for like 4 or 5 weeks, and then
nah. And then I think we went on a trip or a cruise.
Probably. And then we got off.
Back. Yeah.
Evelyn was doing the mana mana do 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 do.
What is that from though? I know the song, but I don't know what it's from. I want to say it was Animaniacs, but they probably stole it from something.
Phenomenal song.
Play it.
No, that's a hip hop one.
Oh.
Mumble. Oh, here it is. Mana Mana. Okay. It's the Muppets.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's what I thought. I was thinking Muppets.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now. Okay, man.
Okay. Tweet Q Cat said Jack Osborne, Ozzy's son, also has illness.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've heard him talk about it some.
Okay.
Wow, that's something. Sharon's back. How's your butt, Sharon? Is it getting nice and juicy? Evelyn said, what flavor keto chow fudge is everyone's fave? I need to make one this week.
Honestly, my favorite is what do you got next? Speaking of which, we need to make some too.
Yeah, we do. We have a bag of the semi-sweet. Mm-hmm. But, we're going to make today, right?
Yes.
We're going to make gingerbread sausage balls. Sausage balls! But
it's awesome too, y'all, because one package is perfect for 1 pound.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite, like if I'm wanting like classic fudge, I like either the mocha or original chocolate, but I have to add pecans or walnuts to it.
Yes.
Just something about the keto chow fudge when you add a nut to it, and then when you cut it up and you have that little crunch and the fattiness, that's what I love. It's just a really good classic nut chocolate fudge.
Yes.
So good. What about y'all?
But I don't remember does Keto Chow have a brownie recipe? I don't remember.
I think so.
If not, we need to try and figure out one.
22 Cat said, never met a keto chow fudge I didn't like.
Amen.
Well, that's not much help. I'm saying you can't go wrong, right?
Ooh, we need to put in a request then. Or, because I was going to say we need to bring it, but I don't know if it'll make the trip. We need to have some on the meetup.
we need keto chow fudge for the meetup.
That's what I'm saying. Is if we tried to make some to take with us, I don't think it would make the trip.
Somebody would be eating it. I'd be driving. He'll be over there.
I'd be handing you some too.
Oh, would you?
Yes.
You'd be like 2 for me, 1 for you.
Right. At least. Might be 3.
Ooh, I like this. Sharon says pecan sticky bun with chopped toasted pecans makes my favorite fudge. And she uses the white chips.
So, can I put in a request for that for the meetup? That sounds amazing.
And Patty said, oh, how did y'all like the fudge keto brick?
Is that the one?
Yeah, the primal fudge that you've been almost eating all 6 bricks.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm down to 2 bricks now.
You've ate 4 bricks in a week?
Well, I haven't had any fudge to eat. I think I have 3. I don't know. I'll go look in a second. But yeah.
He's been
that
eating
stuff is
it.
Amazing. Well,
normally we melt it down into pucks.
This wouldn't have to be.
He hasn't even got it that far because it's so soft.
I don't know if it's on purpose or if it just set in the truck and melted. Because sometimes they will do that. Yeah. And he tells you to throw them in the freezer or the fridge or whatever. This one I just put in the cabinet.
He's put in the pantry. Yeah. But he'll just grab a brick and he'll just take a couple bites off of it.
Yeah.
And he just eats it out of the package.
Yeah.
All week. That's how good that one is.
Yes.
So if you like to me, that really is like fudge because it is soft like fudge.
Yes. It's like kind of used to get from the candy store.
I know.
Yeah. So far, it's my favorite because it used to be the peanut butter one was my favorite. This one does it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Sharon said pina colada is her second favorite. Oh yeah, that is good fudge, especially if you get the unsweetened coconut.
Can we get one of each? I know I'm asking for a lot.
She said, dude, I have a large kitchen. She said, bring the keto chow and we can make fudge.
Ooh. So I'm saying is we can do that Friday night and then we can have it on Saturday.
Okay.
Well, she has a big kitchen. Well, because if we make it Saturday, it won't be ready Saturday. Because remember, we usually eat it the day. It has to sit in the fridge for overnight.
Patty said, how did the primal fudge compare flavor-wise to the Bell's brownie butter?
I like it better, honestly. This is my new favorite.
I do too. It's softer and it's very rich. Like to me, if you think of classic fudge, like fudge from your childhood, that deep dark chocolate fudge where
you had to go to the candy store to get it, or like what grandma would make it or something.
Right. Where you had to get it like at an actual fudge where they make fudge.
Yeah.
It's just very rich.
Yes.
So even though he'll be like, oh my gosh, I'll eat this whole thing. I'm like, okay, first of all, calm down. And then after a bite or two, he's like, okay, it's so rich that it like stops you.
You know what I'm really wanting to do though? I was thinking about earlier about maybe doing it today. I want to make a thing of vanilla keto chow ice cream and chop some of that out and throw it up in there.
Oh.
That sounds amazing, doesn't it?
That does. And Sharon said, oh my God, he finally got it.
No.
And she goes, and I'm the blonde one.
Wait. God, what? I'm sorry.
I think about the large kitchen, right?
Oh, okay.
And about making the fudge the night before.
Yeah, okay.
Evelyn said, I took a keto brick for lunch this week, but I couldn't even eat the whole thing. They are so good and filling.
Yes. The only problem I have with
Yes.
eating a whole brick, like if you just pull it out of the package, try to eat it, there's lots of, I call it shrapnel. Fragments just fall off and you lose it. What I'd like to do sometimes, though, I'll pull it out, throw it on a cutting board, and chop it up, and then sweep off all the shrapnel and then eat that away.
But what about on the primal fudge one?
It's doing the same thing, not as bad as the sharded ones. Because
you keep eating it out of the package.
I know, but there's fine little pieces. Every once in a while, a little piece will fall back down in there, and I'll pick that up and eat it too.
But it's not as, like a lot of the other ones.
You have to really bite into it. Yeah.
Right, and it kind of like breaks off because it's so firm.
Yeah.
This, it's just kind of cream.
Right.
It's like,
oh, it's so good.
Fudgy.
The texture and flavors are immaculate. If they don't keep that one in stock all the time, they're messing up. Because I want that one on auto fulfillment or whatever.
Well, at this point, as much as you're eating on,
I know. That's why we need to do it.
Jeez.
That's why I've really been harping on you. We need to get the fudge done. I still have a huge sweet tooth.
Evelyn said keto brick shrapnel.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is.
Well, it's like when we saw last time at KetoCon. They had a whole bunch of them chopped up into small pieces that they were giving away for their samples.
Yeah.
And he told me bring a baggie, and I'm gonna give you all of them. So I just had I pulled them all into one baggie, poured them in, and then melted them and poured them out. So it was like like you used to when you're a kid, you would get the fountain drink, the suicide. I did the same thing, and it tasted good with the keto brick too.
So we're on our road trip. We're going to be we have some jerky.
Yes.
And then you're going to melt the keto bricks into little pucks.
Yes.
And we're bringing keto chow fudge or no?
I don't know if the fudge will last. Not I was eating it, but I don't know if it'll last and be soluble. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it'll just melt.
Soluble? Well, we'll have the coolers.
I know, but still. But yeah, but okay. Well, if we bring the cooler, it'll last because the cooler's all the way in the back of the car. We're not going to be grabbing it. I mean, the only time we might do it, though, is like, when we do stop for gas, whatever, or stop and refill our drinks, we'll grab a couple of, and keep going. So, yeah, maybe, probably, might as well. We'll have it.
Bring our whole house with us.
No. Well, we're not going to do like we did last time. We're not going to bring the Instant Pot. We're not going to bring the air fryer. Only thing I plan on bringing is the Hot Logic, but I don't think I want to bring the mini
crock pot?
Yeah, I don't think we need to bring it.
What are we bringing the Hot Logic? Oh, so you can...
If we need to. Okay. I figured it'd be better to have it and not use it than to leave it and want it.
Okay.
Because it packs flat. We throw it down. We have that one little console in the very back of the car, underneath the trunk, basically. We can put it down there, and if we need to, we can always plug it in and heat whatever we want to with it.
Okay. Yeah, Evelyn
or
said
even put it
keto
in
brick suicide, right?
We can put it in the hotel if we wanted to.
And Sharon said it'll travel just fine, even at room or car temp inside. It will be fine.
Okay, well, no, it's not the travel part of it. It's me not eating it. Is just the problem. I just told y'all my addictive personality. Back in the day, there was a commercial, and they started calling me this too, the refrigerator raider. Because I would go read. Huh? You don't remember that commercial? I don't remember who it was for, but I kept remembering it's like some. I think it was a little football guy or whatever, but it was refrigerator raider. He'd go by and hit the refrigerator and eating all the snacks and stuff. I feel like that's me. Mm-hmm. Or what is Joe always called it, the drive-bys.
Yeah,
I'm the drive-by king.
He will. I'll be like, didn't you just eat lunch? And he's like, yeah, but
there's always room for a snack.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I learned from my granddaddy. Literally, he would eat dinner, and he always had a bowl of ice cream right after his dessert. But then, before he went to bed, he would go find the jug of the little tub of ice cream, and he'd level it off, and then he'd go to bed.
And what happened to your grandfather?
Had a heart attack while he was planting a tree. This is why I don't work out in the yard.
Oh, that's what you take away from that story. Not him every night having a bowl of ice cream and then right before bed eating more ice cream to level it off. No, that wasn't the issue. It was don't plant tree.
Work was the problem. That's why work is a 4-letter word. It's a bad word.
Not the ice cream.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's like Ben Franklin told us about beer. It's proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy.
We don't even drink anymore.
That's true.
Even before you weren't even a huge into beer.
Yeah.
You were like, what was your favorite?
Jack Daniels.
No.
Beer?
Yeah.
Sam Adams.
No.
Light. Yeah.
No.
What?
Free and free light.
That too. No, but I remember I used to always want to get the holiday special
From Sam.
because it had they had the chocolate lager. That one was really good.
Mm-hmm. But we haven't had that in
forever.
Yeah,
I think that honestly, the last two times we bought beer, it was a gift from my little brother.
Well, yeah, that was because he still drinks it. But for us, I don't think we've had it since 2018, and I'm not even sure we had it then because we were getting ready for the cruise.
Right.
Because we left on the cruise in January of 2019.
Yeah.
So if we got it for Christmas like we normally did, I don't think you would have finished it all.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, because the last few beers that were left here, I ended up giving to the yard guys.
Right. Toy TQ cat. Ha ha he.
What? What are I laughing about?
You. Evelyn said, my kids would say of the meal, I'm full of that, meaning they still have room for dessert.
Right. There's parts. What is it? I've heard that little kid say. There's dessert stomach.
Mm-hmm. Or this is exactly, Sharon has it on the head here. Heath logic.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always told you, there's the right way, the wrong way, and Heath's way.
I'm saying, oh, wow. Shadi said the road trip is 40 days.
40 days till freedom.
Freedom.
Oh, no, there's not one song.
That means tomorrow we'll be in the 30 days round.
Nice.
It's like a month.
I know.
Babe.
I'm kind of worried about it, honestly.
Fast. Oh, you're worried? Why?
Well, because I haven't had my my vacation hasn't been approved yet. I was talking to my boss about that the other day. He goes, "But you got to remember, it also hasn't been declined. So there's always the other side of that." And so we were trying to figure out exactly when my PTO resets, and we think you said it was the February 8th. February 8th.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird to check because it's Saturdays, but
that's when it is.
Yeah.
Nanny Pat's here.
Hey,
she
howdy.
said, "Hey everybody, what's up? How are you?"
Howdy.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So 39 days tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's why we've really been pimping it or talking about it a lot and trying to get everybody all buzzing about it.
Anybody in here near Memphis, Tennessee?
Yes. Yeah.
There is? Who?
No, I'm saying good idea. No.
He's like, yes, there is.
No, I'm just saying.
Who is it? Who's in here?
That one person.
Because we're trying to find a place for dinner. We don't have to have the dogs because we have the hotel. So we'll drop the dogs off at the hotel and then we'll go have dinner. And the only place I found that sounded really good. So if you've been to Memphis and you know of a good place to go, what I have is this place called One and Only Barbecue, but they're known for their wings. And they have habanero wings, y'all.
Yeah.
But I would like input if anybody else is familiar with Memphis. Now, we've tried all of the major barbecue joints in Memphis because we've actually been through there several times on road trips. And we've always tried the different barbecue joints. So we want something a little different.
Yeah.
So.
And honestly, none of them were really grabbed my attention that much that I want to go back to them.
Yeah, we're kind of. We're bougie. We like the Texas barbecue.
Right.
Sorry. But any suggestions we're open to. TWQ Cat said, yep, she was one of Evelyn's kids because she always had room for dessert.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't eat the nutritious stuff.
No.
Ooh. And Sharon said, Pat, hello.
That's why as an adult you can eat your dessert first.
Right.
Or you can be like Rachel and just go ahead and eat your ice cream in the bathtub.
Right. That's true. Your keto chow ice cream.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts or questions? Anything you want to know about the upcoming road trip? Ask us now since we're 40 days from today.
Thank you, Shauna. I didn't realize it was that close. That's
Wow.
amazing, though. That's awesome.
Wow. I need to like mark down because we went to Dutch, before the live today, and he asked me, he goes, well, how many Dutches are we going to hit, on the way? And I said, well, actually, on the way, when we leave, there's one on the way out that we'll hit. And then the last one's going to be in Nacogdoches, Texas. And then that's it until we get to Nashville.
That's wild.
And that wild, like there's none in Memphis, no Dutch Bros in Memphis, but then there is in Nashville.
We need a letter writing campaign to fix that.
I know, right? You need to open one up in Memphis just for us. Patty said, I got to go start dinner. Chris will be up soon. Bye, everyone. Goodbye,
Bye.
Patty. Thanks for stopping by. I hope y'all are feeling better. You okay?
Yeah.
What?
Just really tired.
Because you haven't gotten up enough.
Right.
Evelyn said, did you share your spice list for the pre-orders? Yes. It is on our Facebook group. And I put it as a featured item. So I listed all of them, the different options that are available, and our email address to just email us what it is you want.
You know what we need to do, though, seriously? Should we add in there a cutoff date so that we can actually get this stuff done in time?
Well, I figured we would start making several, at least our most popular
standards.
ones. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, worst case, like I was saying before, though, whatever we don't end up selling, we can always bring them home and use it.
Well, yeah. Shauna said, I got an iPad. Sharon says she'll FaceTime with me. That'll have to do for me.
Aww,
yes. Sorry. I know. But yeah, we talked about
figuring out how we can get you out there with us so we can fly you out. But you said you don't have the PTO for that.
Yeah, Sharon brought it up last night that she was like, well, now that you got the iPad mini, we'll just have you on while we're having the meetup. And when we go to K-pop, we'll be like, oh, we've got a 9th person here. And you can just virtually eat K-pop with us.
That's what we, again, need the smell-o-vision.
Right?
No, actually, that'd be worse, actually, if we had smell-o-vision for her. Because then she could see it and smell it, but she couldn't taste it.
I know.
That actually would be worse.
That'd be hard. Evelyn said, awesome. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. We got to get busy on that, too.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you, too. We need to actually narrow down the list so we can start making it.
I did.
Okay.
I showed you the list.
Okay. All right, then. When you get busy on that. Whew.
Shauna said, that's sweet. It's just a bad timing thing.
I know. It still stinks. But that's also why you got us next year, though.
Yeah. For Heath's 50th birthday.
Yeah. You don't have to say it so loud.
I just love it. Now I
know you do.
I get to start talking about it for over a year in advance. Heath's 50th. Heath's 50th. We're doing a road trip for Heath's 50th. What?
Because we've already done the 50 by 50.
Okay.
Well, I've already beat it. That's awesome, though.
Okay.
I want to do something else to commemorate it.
Well, eventually, I want to, maybe in 27, we go to England.
Because that's my next plan. It may sound silly, but we've done the 50 by 50. I want to do 7 by 70.
What's 7 by 70?
I want to do all 7 continents by the time we turn 70 years old. At least if we only stop once, even if it's on a cruise, we went in there, but okay, we had not.
Well, that's what you'd have to do for the 7th continent.
Right. Yeah.
Don't see us getting a hotel down in Antarctica.
Yeah, but I thought they could do it, though. I don't remember. We have to have a special permission.
I thought Antarctica, only people on special research teams could actually go on Antarctica. Right now, you could just get on basically a ship that'll drive you by it.
Well, does that count?
Yeah, that counts. Okay. We drove by.
Okay,
we waved.
Yeah, but that didn't count when we're on the road trip. We drove by Cincinnati, even though we had to actually stop and stay the night and everything.
No, we didn't have to stay the night. We had to stop somewhere. So that's when we stopped and had Cincinnati chili.
All right. But I'm saying, the 7 by 70 still sounds fun.
Right.
That's a good goal. We have time.
Yeah. 21 years.
Yeah. So how many have we done? We've only got 3 or 4 we've already done.
Oh.
Well, obviously, North America, South America.
Yeah.
Europe. We've been to Europe already.
Oh, yeah, we did. Uh,
Oh,
Everything's a
New
song.
Zealand. What continent is New Zealand?
that's what I'm looking it
Okay.
up. It's bringing up, oh, a song. I didn't ask for the 7 song. All right. Asia,
Uh-huh.
we have not been. Africa, no.
Mm.
We could have gone to Africa,
Yeah.
but we didn't. North and South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. So that follows the Australia, New
Okay.
Zealand.
Okay. So that's 4 then?
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Wow. So you just need Asia, Africa, and Antarctica.
Okay.
That Antarctic one is going to be the most expensive and the hardest.
And the longest, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
There's ways. What I've seen is you get on a cruise out of South America, and when it goes around the tip down here, that's as close as you get. And they'll have special excursions when they're down here at the tip of South America that then you take over to Antarctica.
See, that sounds like a perfect 50th birthday gift.
But we're going on a road trip for your 50th.
No, we can read it, but okay.
Oh, really? Really?
No, we're gonna do the road trip. I gotta see my people.
Brenda S said, I need to book my hotel for Columbus, taking Friday off and driving down. Oh, awesome, Brenda S.
Are you gonna stay in the same hotel then?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you want us to share where we're staying?
Because Sean and Michelle are already doing that with us too. They're saying it's the same.
I'll post it right now. So if you want to, you're not under no obligation. Do what's the cheapest.
Yeah.
You know, what's the most.
And tell them what floor we're on too. Just in
about
case.
what?
What floor?
Oh, I don't know. No, we're not assigned yet.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't remember.
All right, that's where we're staying in Columbus. But again, don't feel like you
have to.
You have to stay there. You can stay anywhere. There's a lot, and depending on where, I know there's just like Houston, there's several sides of it.
You're right.
Shauna said, okay, have a great day, everyone. I need to make some breakfast or lunch. Oh, you too, Shauna. Yeah, brunch. 22 Cat said, I need to get going myself. Everyone have a great week. See you next time.
All right.
Okay, well, we'll call it a night too, or a day. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to put it in after the live ends. You can add it as a comment, and we'll definitely answer those for you. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Love you.